Discipline plus consistency equals success. And then I'm going to ask you a question. Who are you? Who are you? Have you discovered who you are? Have you discovered why you're here? Have you discovered what's the difference you need to make? And the other thing he said in the video, success is slow. How are you operating in getting to your success? How are you handling it? Are you getting up every day and handling it with grace? Are you getting up and continue to be disciplined and consistent so it will equal success? How are you handling your slow journey to success? It's not an easy journey, but it's a slow journey. But we have to fall in love with not getting to the success, but fall in love with the journey. And a lot of people fall in love, I want to get there. But sometimes when you get there, you realize getting there is not really what God wanted for you. He wanted you to enjoy the journey to where you're going. He wants you to meet all the people you're going to meet along the way. He wants you to learn all the things you're going to learn along the way. He wants you to be in an environment like this so you can direct other people to this environment. He wants you to fellowship. He wants you to fall in love with the journey of getting to success. The slow journey can get frustrating. It can get tiresome. It can cause you to want to give up. But what's going to cause you not to give up is your discipline and your consistency. How disciplined are you in changing your life? How disciplined are you in getting to the place that you need to get? And that goes for me too, because sometimes discipline can be hard. And we learn when we grew up in school that discipline was about you get discipline because you've been bad. You've been, I'm scolding you. You get in trouble. That's discipline to us. So now as adults, we got to retrain our mind that discipline is not about being wrong or being corrected for something, but it's about a lifestyle. It's about what you've committed yourself to doing every day. This is what I get up and do. I'm going to get up and say my prayer in the morning. I'm going to thank God that I'm alive. I'm going to say, thank you, Lord, for another day, because many people didn't wake up this morning. And then I'm going to have a routine for my day. I'm going to get up and go work out. Sean said this last week that he gets up and go work out. What is your discipline? What is your list that you have that this is how I start my day? This is how I end my day. And how are you moving towards those discipline? How consistent are you? Discipline plus consistency equals success. I woke up with that in my head this morning when I was like deciding, what am I going to talk about today? And discipline dropped in my head and I was like, okay, Lord. And then early this morning, he woke me up, and I always have a notebook by my bed. That's another thing. Keep a notebook by your bed, because sometimes God gives you stuff, whether it's for your business, whether it's for something you're dealing with, and you need to write it down. We can't remember everything, but we got to be able to write stuff down. I got notebooks all over the house. Like I got one in my prayer closet. I want one by my bed, one here at my desk. So I always catch stuff. Sean did talk about this last week too, catching the nuggets that people give out to you. Make sure you have your phone ready, because you never know where you're going to pick up stuff. And that's where you should fall in love with the journey of getting to success, because you're going to learn so much on the journey and you're going to pick up so much stuff that you become now the vessel that passes it on. It's not about getting to the success. It's about the journey. When you get there, you're going to realize that I want to continue going. Arriving to where I'm going is not what God wants for me, but he wants me to continue to spread the good news, spread the things that God has called you to. You know what? If you don't know what you're called to in this season, you got to go search it. Sit quietly with the Lord. Sit in a quiet place. Write out your vision. Write out your dreams. And see if this is in alignment with what God has for me. If you're not spiritual, figure out another way to discover your purpose. If you don't have a relationship with God, figure out another way to discover your purpose, so you know on this journey of life and on this journey to what we call success is not necessarily what God calls success. but we have to fall in love with the journey, and we have to become disciplined and consistent. And it's the hardest thing to do. I'm telling you this, but it's been hard for me. I was sharing earlier that I haven't worked for a year because I'm home injured, but God is showing me the process of building a business and being full time. It's not easy. You get pulled every which way. Your family, they think because you're home, you gotta run at their beck and call. You got children that get sick. You got another child that's acting up, and you got a husband. And if you got so much stuff already, and now you're trying to build a business, you get pulled if you don't set your boundaries. I had to learn early to set my boundary and say, this is my day. This is what I'm gonna do at this hour. You have to schedule your time in with me. My daughter goes to practice 6 days a week. It's scheduled on my calendar that this is the time she goes to practice. If it's not my day to take her, my husband taking her, that's also on my calendar to say this is what's happening. And you can't run your life without organization and without discipline. You have to be disciplined in even organizing your day. I don't always do it the night before. Chris says this all the time, but I'm going to tell you, I'm bad at not doing it the night before, but lately I've been doing it weekly. So I find out that works better for me than doing it every night before the next day. I just sit on Sunday night and I said, okay, what my week look like? How many appointments do I have? What the kids got going on? What this got going on? Whatever works for you, do that. Remember, whatever works for you, do that. But you have to figure out what works for you. And you got to figure out on this journey to success how to be disciplined in the things that you need. How much books you need to read this year. What is it that you need to do this year? If it's something that you want to do, I'm going to put Sean and Jamila on blast. They just started their podcast. They started a podcast. Drop the link in the chat, Sean, so they can go listen. It was a good podcast. They're gonna have them out every week. But what is it? Something that the Lord has spoken into your spirit that you need to start, you need to do. Last year, He told me to launch a T-shirt line, and I don't have my T-shirt on today, and I did. And I made the website. He gave me these T-shirts. He says, walk with God. And the other one says, this is your season. This is the season where you will push you into your wealthy place. And I made 2 T-shirts and I put them up. Sean helped me to put them up on FC. I put them up because the Lord told me to do that. What have He spoken into you to do? Do it. Don't delay it. Don't procrastinate. Procrastinate kills. You never know what will come from that. Every time I wear the T-shirt that says walk with God, somebody wants to order it. I was just at Walmart yesterday and the guy read the shirt. I had it on and he said, walk with God, I walk with God. And I said, that's my T-shirt line. And right away he wanted a shirt. So you never know. When God tells you to do something, He has a purpose and a reason, and He knows who needs it and whose life you will touch. So stop procrastinating about things that you're supposed to do. You will not move forward. You will not grow if you keep procrastinating. And then you have to get disciplined and consistent about what you're doing. If you said you're going to do it at this time, do it at this time. Don't, one other thing He says, are you working on you? Are you working on you? What are your expectations for you? Are you working on you? You can't expect to be successful if you don't work on yourself, because you're your own brand. People gonna be attracted to your business, to anything that you're doing because of you, because of your personality, your likeness. How do you come across to them? Are you pleasant? Are you fun? Are they like hanging around with you? Are you a person of integrity? Do you do business with integrity? So now people will refer you because they say, oh, if you go over there and you do business with Dana, Dana's going to help you. She's going to make sure you get into the right place. We have financial business. She's going to make sure you get into the right place financially. She's going to make sure that you're good and your family is good. So you have to become that person of integrity. But the only way you're going to get there is to become disciplined, consistently. Discipline plus consistency equals success. Our success will come when we change how we do stuff. We have been programmed. Many of us are late 30s, early 40s, might be older people on here. We've been programmed for over 20 years of how to do something and what works. But now we have to, the reason why you're on morning mindset is now you can reprogram your mind to think different, to know that whatever society fed you, that is not it. You can do better. You can get to that 1% you can be that successful person, but it comes when you change and you become disciplined to the stuff that you're doing. You become committed. It's so much I can say this morning, but I just wanted to leave that right there and just let you know that discipline plus consistency equals success, and fall in love with your journey. Fall in love with your journey. The journey to success is slow, but fall in love with it. I am learning to fall in love with it. It might be days when you don't make a sale, but you make a friend. You leave an influence on somebody that will come back. They know what you do. They'll come back around and says, and then they'll become that person that you would either sell or they'll refer you. In my business, I've had people that I've talked to that never brought a product from me, but they refer me every day to somebody else. So when you fall in love with becoming somebody's friend and being genuine, there's so many people out here building business and building empire that are not genuine. You have to have a genuine spirit. You have to have that, as I said, integrity. You have to have that. And you have to fall in love with your process and your journey to where you're going. It's a beautiful thing to fall in love with the journey, because on the good days, you can laugh. And on the bad days, you can say, I made it through the bad days. You just have to keep going. Some of the bad days, you're going to cry. But I'm going to tell you, wipe your tears and keep going. My daughter, like I told you earlier, my daughter is an acrobatic gymnast. And this past weekend, she had competition. And on their last routine, she and her partner, they fell. They fell. But what made me proud of both of them is that when she fell, they got right back into the routine. They didn't miss a beat. They finished it without missing a beat. So don't worry about your falling down days, but know how to get up. When you get up right and you keep going, the end result is good. Now they learn from that fall. Now they know, okay, we're not going to fall again, but guess what? We got up with grace. We got up with grace. So when you fall down, when you have your bad days, get up with grace. Keep going. Brush your shoulders off. Brush the dust off your feet and keep going. Because you're going to have the fall down days. But it's how we get up and how we move forward and how we fall in love with the process of where we're going. That's the message this morning. Discipline plus consistency equals success, and fall in love with your journey. Fall in love with the journey. You're welcome, everyone. Have a blessed and awesome Monday. I love you guys. I want you to win. So become disciplined, consistent, so you can have success and you fall in love with your journey. Journey to success is slow, but it's a short journey if you do it the right way. Enjoy your day. Love you all.